Hello everyone, Blue Star Saber here once again to do another Mandalorian review of Season 3, Episode 5, The Pirate. As we probably know, as the title implies, we're dealing with the pirates that we dealt with in the first episode of The Mandalorian, which I was a bit curious about when we would see them again. And when they would show up, given how last episode you had Mando, Bo-Katan, and Paz work together and in trust with each other, and Bo-Katan being part of the tribe. Saving a foundling, which was Paz's son and all that stuff. So, yeah. Bo-Katan revealing that she saw the mythosaur to the armorer, who remains skeptical. Now, will that hold lead to somewhere? Well, we'll find out. But yeah. But pretty much the episode begins on Navarro and all that stuff, where I believe High Magistrate Grief Kagra is talking to like some civic engineers and all that stuff to building new designs for the city and all that stuff. When one of the protocol droids comes in and informs him that the pirates are attacking and all that stuff, and where he is contacted by I believe the pirate that we saw. Grief Kagra, I believe. Mispronounced Kagra's name again. Sorry, nope. Goran Shad and all that stuff. After a brief talk about how apparently Dinjarin and him, Grief Kagra shot his men and all that stuff. He's taking over and all that stuff. But starts bombing the place, pirates attacking, the usual thing where Grief Kagra gives one of his prototype droids a message to get to the New Republic in order to come for aid and all that stuff. During which we end up going to a New Republic outpost and all that stuff, from what I can tell. With, I believe it is, hold on, where we see the most recurring, I'm trying to think, we see Captain in the Althea New Republic outpost, where we see with Captain Carson Teva, the most recurring Republic pilot that we see, where he ends up getting the message and all that stuff about what's going on in Navarro. He's going to try and go to New Coruscant. He plans to go to Coruscant directly to warn the thing. During this, he ends up meeting with During there, we learned that Zeb from Star Wars Rebels is there. Saying while he agrees with what he wants to do, doesn't feel like the New Republic's going to give him a direct answer and all that stuff. During which he heads to Coruscant and ends up meeting someone called Turtle, who is a colonel, Colonel Turtle, in the New Republic bureaucracy and all that stuff, dealing with the thing. During which the Imperial, I believe the Imperial, Ilya Kane is working there and all that stuff with the captain. With Captain Carson Teva making a plea to Captain Turtle to send forces there, but Ilya Kane points out that it's not part of the New Republic and all that stuff, and the Colonel says that given the fact they are too busy with requests from the New Republic, they can't send resources. While Ilya Kane ends up saying they should the scare attack after this attack by pirates, they should consider them to join the New Republic, which leads into a clash with the captain of Carson Teva. But doubting that she's truly gone fully from Imperials and all that stuff. But the conflict is cut short by the Colonel. So Carson Teva leaves to go find Mando and his covenant and all that stuff. And he finds it due to the fact that R5, being a member of the rebellion, gave him the location. But yeah, The war tells him that his friend Grief Kagra has been attacked by pirates, and he needs their help and all that stuff. during which you see a bit where Grief Karga was with his people, telling them that help from the New Republic should come eventually. But yeah, once the captain has given his detail, the Republic captain has given his details to Din Djarin. Let's see, Bo-Katan asks if he's planning to go alone, but no, he tries to get the found members of the Watch to join and all that stuff. And during which he has a meeting and all that stuff, and where he is talking using the Armorer's axe and all that stuff as a thing for discussion. Saying that while they have had their differences with Grief Karga before, with and not to mention the massacre with some of the Mandalorians after the Imperials, but points out it wasn't him, and he saves his life and saves Grogu and all that stuff. And there's later down the line promised them a certain bit of land. Mando a certain bit of land for protection and all that stuff, and start a guard with protection, and says that this is their chance to start to properly rebuild and and help with their children, in the future. And then of course Paz Vizsla speaks and brings up what happened during the whole massacre thing, and in many ways makes it look like, why should we sacrifice our lives? And it looks like he's swaying the public, swaying the crowd of Mandos there, but then goes on to actually say that we should help them, and Din Djarin saved his son, and for the future of Mando and all that stuff. So this gets the Mandalorians to agree, and this is where Bo-Katan, the armorer, begins agreeing to this thing as well, and ready to lead the Mandalores with Bo-Katan and Din Djarin. The strategy, of course, having the Mando and his Naboo starfighter distract the ships, while Bo-Katan drops the Mandos on the ground to fight off the pirates, and then attack the main ship along with them. The main pirate ship along with them and all that stuff, which I think is some sort of Imperial cruiser that was hijacked, but I can't be quite sure. But yeah, anyway, they arrive on Navarro and all that stuff, and Grief Karga gets a bit of a contact with Mando once the sort of firefighting starts out. You see the pirates ransacking the place and spoils. Saying that, I believe you still owe me a bit of land and that deal and all that stuff. But yeah, he attacks the pirate ship, distracts the starfighters, including, I believe, Bane and all that stuff. And a sort of space fight ends up going where Mando destroys some of the ships. But at the same time, hold on. Let me just check if Stashad's starship, which apparently it's a Crumless class Corsair and all that stuff. I can't really name anything more than that. But anyway, so Mandalorians enter the streets, end up fighting, shooting down pirates in a bit, led by Paz and all that stuff, while Bo-Katan starts firing on the ship with the pirate captain saying it's a distraction, as Vaughn is chasing Mando and all that stuff, telling his forces to come back. Eventually it does, but Din Djarin is on their pursuit, shoots them down, and it has Van retreating, rather saving his own life than helping his captain. During the whole skirmish thing, you have the pirates with a Gatling gun pinning down the Mandos until the armorer beats them with her forging weapons. And then Bo-Katan and Mando team up to take down the pirate cruiser and all that stuff, while the remaining pirates are being apprehended by Grief Karga and the citizens and the Mandalorians. I should mention that the pirate captain tried to bomb them at least, but then that's when Mando and Bo-Katan destroyed the ship, killing him and seemingly ending the threat of the pirate and all that stuff. With peace restored to Navarro, citizens celebrating, welcoming the Mandalorians, and Grief Karga promised them a very huge chunk of land, and I think including parts of the volcanoes where they can probably do some forging and begin again. During this bit, you start to see Mandalorians repairing all that stuff, but Paz Vizsla has told Bo-Katan that the armorer wishes to see her and all that stuff. And during it's during the old Enclave where she talks about the Forge and the Great Mandalorian Forge and all that stuff, as it seems like she's missing and all that stuff, but then reveals to Bo-Katan that, and then requests that she remove her helmet, which kind of shocks Bo-Katan given the whole thing. But the armor said, "Don't you trust my judgment?" She does, and it's revealed that the armor now believes Bo-Katan that she did see them in a saw, and believes that since she walks both paths of like the old way and sort of the new ways of Mandalorian and all that stuff, she is the one destined to lead their people and reunite them if she has saw them in a saw. And then she and the armor come to meet the other Mandalorians, which all seem to be surprised that Bo-Katan's taken her head, with Paz Fizzin question why she's doing this, but armor says that Bo-Katan's walks both ways and all that stuff. Din Djarin was the first to accept this, which gets the others to follow suit, as she then sends Bo-Katan to go out and unite the other tribes of Mandalore and reclaim the planet. Then it's time that they reclaim their home world. But let's see, well, this might seem a bit of that would be the end of the cliffhanger. Instead, a more mysterious one ends up coming up and all that stuff where, let's see, how shall we say, I was way back to Althea. Tava encounters, wreckage of an Imperial shuttle, which appears to be an Imperial shuttle, was actually the transport ship that the New Republic had used to transport Moff Gideon. And you see that it's been broken whole. A bunch of Republic pilots, Republic soldiers or maybe pilots, frozen dead in the space. And it looks like he has gone missing and all stuff and never went to transit. And his trial for there. And using R7 scan thing, ends up and New Republic to report, and some guy from comms in New Republic confirms that traces of the Beskar armor there, implying that that Mandalorians were the ones responsible for breaking them out, ending the episode. Okay, overall thoughts. Okay, first off, I do like how the little nod that the IG 88, I think. Okay, I'm forgetting it's home. Let me just double check. IG 11. I do like how you still have IG 11's main body. You still not body parts not there with the statue, so it looks like without it. Granted, I still will admit, in the long run, I still don't really see the point of trying to bring him back. But but at the very least, or maybe he will be brought back. We just have yet to see it, or it's just yet no timing. But granted, I think it'd rather be that he stay deactivated. I think as his sacrifice has more meaning there. Though I do wish that his parts of him ends up staying. But I guess the fact that the Mandalorians are now here means that. He's not going to become the protector of this place. So, granted, given the fact that they're going to try and go back to Mandalore means he might come back later. But yeah, I do like how Grief Karga is, trying to expand the transport and supplies and all that stuff, moving places and lands, so that to help expand the settlement, Navarro's trading and all that stuff. But yeah. As for the pirates, we knew they were going to come back at some point. You don't just put like a brief cameo for one episode, but yeah. Now, I wasn't sure if they're going to become recurring antagonists or one-off, but it seems that from the very least, except with the exception of Van, they're just a one-off thing. And it's I do like the sort of conversation that Grief Karga and him have. They're trying to outplay. Grief Karga trying to outplay him, saying that you don't want to attack this place, but the pirate captain knows that you're either under the Imperial occupation or protection of the New Republic. You're vulnerable for him to attack. So yeah. So I do like how that, but it does make me wonder why Grief Karga has not yet tried to find a contingency of protectors of this place yet. I know that Cara Dune no longer can be in the show and has gone off some Republic Special Forces mission because, well, just behind the scenes controversy, but still. I don't know, you'd think the place would be a bit more defended, but yeah. But nevertheless, I do like the devastation that you kind of see and all that stuff. The bombardment, and I do like how he goes like, and it's interesting how he's willing to swallow his pride and request help from the New Republic, and which you see in his recorded message, all that stuff. I do like seeing a New Republic outpost and all that stuff, and seeing the character of, I believe, Carson Tavar. Now, granted, I do feel like if it wasn't for the fact that Cara Dune's actress, Gina Carano, got booted out for the controversy for her comments and all that stuff. Let's see, we probably would have seen her here doing the role, but I guess he's probably the next best thing. So, yeah, go with that. But yeah, so props to that. But yeah, I believe that apparently David Filoni was also cameoed somewhere there. But yeah, but the main cameo thing is the fact that we've got the live action appearance of Seb for the first time, and and we learn what he's been doing since, let's see, after Return of the Jedi, and when the Rebels cliff and epilogue had him returning to his homeworld, is the fact that he's now joined the New Republic, New Republic Navy and all that stuff, and is now a pilot, as he's not wearing one of their blue TIE Fighter pilots, which I do think looks quite good. The design looks good of him. Granted, I do feel like this is just more of a fan service cameo, as he's just commenting about how the pretty guys at the New Republic in course are not going to come and help and all that stuff. But I guess they're slowly building to like Rebels characters to be introduced for the upcoming Ahsoka series. Whether or not that means we'll see Zeb more in the Ahsoka series and arguably maybe Harrison Dilla. Let's see, who knows? But I would be surprised if Harrison Dilla ends up appearing here, or even let's see, I believe Sabine. Yeah, Sabine Wren and all that stuff, because she's, Mandalorian, but we'll have to wait and see. Anyway, let's see, I do find it a bit funny how you've got a Republic colonel called Turtle. I mean, it's a funny joke, but he seems to be like just standard. Let's see, follow protocol and all that stuff, and doesn't really. And once he learns that Navarro, is not a part of the New Republic, hands to time. Granted, he is sympathetic, and he does. And I do like how he ends up when getting the message from the captain from the holograph. But it's okay, I get the gist of it, but it's like I gotta manage my resources and tries to be the voice and tries to prevent like the Carson Teva from arguing with Elaine and Kane and all that stuff, which I think there's probably a bit more. You get a bit more. We see where she's working and all that stuff, and I do like how Carson Teva does not trust her, feeling like you were captured. You didn't come here willingly and all that stuff. And given that he thinks that she's still, imperial mindset, because, she says, like, okay, if Navarre wants to get protection from us, they should join the New Republic. And he says, like, that sounds very Empire. I do like how you've got, you got the two sides of the New Republic. Those who genuinely believe in democracy and protecting people, even if they're not a part of the New Republic. And those are only in the New Republic's interests, or those appear to be. And those who are sympathetic but just tangled within the bureaucracy and all that stuff. So yeah, I do like how, I do like how Carson Teva is able to try and think outside and request the help from Mandalorians. We'll admit, R5's treachery. I'm surprised the Mandalorians didn't try and shoot the droid for giving their location, but I guess I figured, all right, but yeah. But I do like how Din Djarin tries to defend the captain from being shot and saying that he does owe him one. Or stuff, and listens to him out. But anyway, let's see, with the whole pirate raid thing, I do like how it shows civilians forced to evacuate and hide from their homes and all that stuff. With Kargra try and boost morale by saying the New Republic will come to help them. But yeah. Anyway, I do like Mando's speech and about how, yes, Grief Karga was once their enemy. He has managed to make friends with him and all that stuff, and he even has him save his life. and has also offered land to him and all that stuff, and they can use that land to build a new future for Mandalorians. And to be fair, it's probably a smart move because the current place they're at is surrounded by beasts all the time, all kinds of beasts all the time that try to eat them. So they want a more safe environment for the Mandalorians and like time to get out and all that stuff. Anyway, I do like how Paz Vizsla they make it look like he's trying to persuade the Mandalorians against and all that stuff, but turns out to I should say after what Mando did for his son. I trust his judgment on this, and I think we should help and all that stuff. And then this is what ends up turning the tide and getting more Mandalorians to follow suit and saying this is the end to help and all that stuff. And I do like the strategies they used of Din Djarin being the distraction because the pirates hate him, with Bo-Katan dropping them out, and then joining Din Djarin and bombing the main pirate ship and all that stuff. So yeah, I do like this little brief conversation with Greef Karga and all that stuff. But yeah, but anyway, you end up. But yeah, I do like how the battle takes place with Din Djarin distracting the pirates, particularly the one called Van, leading him away. Then Bo-Katan dropping. And you see, I do like some of the sort of gunfight down the ground. Particularly like the bit where two Mandalorians are fighting back to back and getting surrounded. And then you have Paz Vizsla coming in to help them and all that stuff. But of course, eventually they get outgunned, surrounded by a gunner, until the armorer starts kicking some butt, which it's always fun to see her fight with the forged weapons. And this kind of like how she's able to just take them out one by one without the others just realizing, even though the noise should have been obvious. But yeah, so I do like that bit. But yeah, I do like how Van of the pirates ends up being a bit of a coward and feeling like, no, I'm not going to deal with this and all that stuff. So yeah. Now, is that the last we see of him? Who knows? He might be joining another pirate group, or we might see him again as an enemy somewhere, but I doubt we're going to see the end of this character. But yeah. Anyway, I do like how Din Djarin and Bo-Katan team up to destroy the ship and all that stuff. Though I do like how the pirate captain is so vain that he's like, if I'm going down, I'm taking the people of Navarro with him and all that stuff. Or like trying to hit them when they're vulnerable. But yeah. But it's interesting that he ends up just dying in this episode. I guess in many ways he does work more for just like a one-off villain, really. It's like not a recurring one. So yeah, it makes its purpose. Granted, I doubt anyone will be too sad about the loss and all that stuff, but yeah. I think it's a nice sort of like just like a sort of nice obstacle villain for the episode, really. But he just got the bonus of being in 2 episodes. One for build up for future, one that was just going to be used to build up for future conflict. But yeah, but I do like how High Majesty and the Gaga tries to welcome thank the Mandalorians and offer them thing. You get one of his droids going like High Magistrate when he just says Magistrate and all that stuff. But yeah, but I do like how they're making peace and starting to rebuild and all that stuff. So yeah. Now I will say one criticism I feel like during the Battle of the Mandalorians is the fact I don't feel like any of them actually end up dying and just end up being blasted and a bit hard in the armor and being injured. And maybe even get knocked out by some explosions, but it doesn't feel like any of them die, which kind of kills the suspense a little bit. But I guess since there's so few of them and you're going to keep them around for a few more episodes, so try and keep as many of them alive as much as possible. But yeah. But it's interesting how the armor is calling for Bo-Katan, and at first I thought something sinister was going to happen to her, but yeah. But what really surprised me is the armor asking Bo-Katan to remove her helmet because, well, it's like she's pretty tight on that, and we can tell that by Bo-Katan's initial reaction. Anyway, I do like how the armorer ends up saying that since you saw the Mythosaur, you're the one you walk both paths of like the Mandalorians, both the old way and new. You're the only one that can unite our people, even though she thought the Mythosaur was like a myth and legend. that, let's see, but it's like, but now that since there's someone that's seen it, it's the beginning of a new era for Mandalore, and the person who saw it is likely to be destined the one to do it. Now, I'm not Bo-Katan will be the one, but at the moment, she is now once again, let's see, going to try and third time be a leader. Though this time, hope with the possibly the support of the Watch. I could see maybe Din Djarin being a sort of like a sort of guardian for her, but yeah. Anyway, but the one thing I'll probably say that will nitpick is I feel like it's a bit interesting how last episode she was skeptical and all that stuff, but now she seems to believe it. But I guess I would go kind of wish we got a bit more hints that she starts to believe it and all that stuff. Maybe. Well, I guess perhaps let's see, perhaps maybe being a bit more explaining after saving the Foundling and how she led their people in this fight. It's clear that she is, she's starting to like, you know what, perhaps you're right and all that stuff. But yeah, you're the one to lead. But I do like the Mandalorian's reactions to like, wait, why is Bo-Katan having her helmet off? And you have Paz questioning. But I do like how the armorer vouchers are like, okay, she's going to be the one to lead Mandalore. She walks both paths of the Mandalorian, the old way and the new and all that stuff. And I do like how Din Djarin, who never really wants to be a leader, let's see, tried to use the Darksaber, asks her to, you know, lead and all that stuff. Though granted, I figured they would try and, you know, let's see, but I figured they would try to have Din Djarin give her the Darksaber, but clearly that's not happening yet. Who knows? I could see her. Let's see Mando eventually giving the weapon to her, but we'll just have to wait and see. Let's see, but yeah, but I do like how after explanation, it's like, okay, this is what we're getting. And we're finally getting an idea of what's going on. Let's see what the future storyline of Mandalorian, which does seem to be probably pretty obvious, but it's now becoming a bit clear that the gathering of the clans and all that stuff. The Watchers now find a safe haven, but now that they've bonded with Bo-Katan, she's accustomed to their ways, and they start to trust her and all that stuff. Let's see, they'll be joining with other clans to eventually reunite and reclaim their home world of Mandalore and all that stuff. Let's see, and be one people again. But yeah. Granted, I will admit, let's see, if I had to be a bit nitpicky, I guess, let's see, Baby Yoda, let's see, Grogu was not really used much in this episode, except for maybe one example of, like, how Mando tried to use Grogu as an example of, like, Grief Karga helping him and all that stuff. And then Paz was saying how many Mandalorians were killed just to save this one Foundling. But I do like, but of course, you know, like his own son was saved, so yeah. But anyway, the cliffhanger gets me interested because, like, you have Carson Teva, investigating a shuttle that looks Imperial but actually New Republic, and I do like seeing the floating bodies just to show like just how grim and dark the whole events were, and like how it sort of gives it a bit of a horror vibe, if you will. You wonder if he's going to be attacked, but yeah, I do like how he has R7 try and detach his little headpiece and all that stuff, which makes me wonder, can R2 do the same? But anyway, but it's that, and he realizes that Grand Moff Gideon escapes, which is no surprise, as we do know he was going to return this season, but I think it's clear that he's going to probably be for the finale and all that stuff. But yeah, Gideon's out, and apparently he's been helped by some Mandalorians due to the Beskar armor. But that does, intrigue us. Like, I'm pretty certain that, Carson Teva will try and inform Mando and all that stuff, warning him about that stuff. And if the New Republic thinks the Mandalorians are behind this, it could draw them into a conflict with him, which will probably lead to Din Djarin and a few of the Mandalorians from the Chrissy Covert, like particular Paz Vizsla, to try and find him and kill him once and for all. Granted, I can see perhaps maybe the Mandalorians being framed because, it's like, New Republic being attacked, the Mandalorians want to kill them themselves and all that stuff. But yeah, But at the moment, the suspension thing will cause a bit of tension, and I do like how oh yeah, I did see the Republic captain during the whole pirate thing believes to believe that the Imperials might be behind it. Now that might just be speculation, and it probably is, and needs to know unless we see Van meet with some Imperials later. We'll have to wait and see. I mean, granted, you did have pirates teaming up with the First Order initially in the first season until they got double crossed. But yeah, so that's but I do like how this is just causing gritty upcoming tension and all that stuff. But yeah, overall, I'd say it's a good episode. I think there's some nitpicks and flaws in it, and it's probably an 8 out of 10 score and all that stuff. But I do like how you're coming back to Nirvana and all that stuff, and you have the pirates coming back to attack, and you're getting like seeing the sort of bureaucracy of the New Republic getting in the way, the cameo of Zeb, and the Republic captain just going to Mando, and the Mandalorians just, let's see, particularly Paz Vizsla coming to Jaren's aid, and all deciding that, okay, build a better future for Mando, and get to seeing them all fight, let's see, at long last. So, and let's see, Bo-Katan removing the helmet from the Guardians of the Armor, and that they need to, and her now believing in the time to unite the people of Mandalore, and a cliffhanger of Moff Gideon escape, and apparently Mandalorian's been behind it. All good. Let's see. For those who end up listening, even if it's only briefly or for all the way, I hope you enjoyed what I had to say. Let's see on this episode. I am Blue Starsaber. May the Force be with you. Goodbye for now, as this is the way.